Good morning. It is August the 28th, 2017. Time to kick off another week of trading, and this is probably going to be a pretty slow week. Banks in Great Britain are closed overnight. The overnight volumes in treasuries is off some 60%. The E-mini was off about 40%. So it's going to take a piece of news, I think, to stir things up. That's good for us because our methodology feeds off of that. We're there, or we're buy stopping or sell stopping in when the big orders hit. We'll start with our disclaimer. Hypothetical simulated performance results have certain limitations, unlike an actual performance record. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, results may have under overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors, such as the lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Okay, the big news item is Harvey, and the damage that Harvey will eventually end up doing isn't known right now at this point. It's still going on. We still have heavy rains, and it's usually a week after the rains stop before all the flooding is over. The high water mark has been met. Then you get back and you get a chance to assess the damage. Most damage from hurricanes does not come from the wind. It comes from either the initial storm surge or the flooding associated with the rains. And I don't think there's ever been an event like this where upwards of 50 inches. The reports we're getting right now are showing 25, 30 inches in a lot of places, and hopefully that storm moves out and quits doing what it did over the weekend. But it's an amazing when you look at the before and after pictures to see traffic lights almost underwater on some of the streets in Houston. So this is a big deal. Now, savings are depleted. Insurance companies make payments. Governments make payments. We'll get some federal assistance on this. Loans will be given so people can reopen their businesses, etc. Those funds are transferred. But the immediate impact of a major hurricane like this is it will help. It will boost the economy. And my guess is that this hurricane will set the benchmark or the record for everything that's come before us. I mean, it's amazing right now. So we've lost 10% of the gasoline refining capacity. When you have these big heavy rains like that, they take them down temperature-wise. There is gasoline in storage, but the pipeline's not going to be filled for. Sometimes you can get a refinery back up in 3 or 4 days, but usually it's a week to bring everything back up and get the capacity going. So crude oil is down. The pipeline has been cut off. There's no place for this flow to go, so to speak. And gasoline is through the roof because we've lost 10% of our capacity for an unknown period of time. And the way the market will handle that is they'll price it. It'll be very, very expensive, just in time for Labor Day driving weekend too. So my guess is we'll be paying $3 to $4 a gallon in some places to get gasoline to drive. So here we are. It is a shortened week for Treasuries. So we've got the 2 and 5 year today. 7 year is tomorrow. The 2 will be supportive. The 5 is usually the weak one. The auctions are split by an hour and a half, so I'd expect some strength on the 2 year, some weakness on the 5 year, some strength on the 7 year tomorrow. So we're going to play for a trading range. Sell 31s to 03s, 7 to 11. On the buy side, I'm going to put it 17 to 21. Maybe we can get some action down there, but it may take a 24 to get in. Hard to say right now. The news we have today is international trade minus 64.1B. They're usually pretty close to that number. Dallas Fed, they've got it 15.7. and preliminary wholesale inventories at plus 0.3. I don't think there is a news focus today. And everybody sitting back awaiting to see what happens at as the damage assessments start coming in, and it'll be overstated to the negative side. The time to get stuff back up and running will be overstated, but the market will react to those early headlines, no doubt. Got to remember, bad news sells. And mainstream media is pumping out as much bad news as they can these days about just about everything. Okay, 20 to 24 is number 1. 27.31 sell 1. 3 to 7 sell 2. On the buy side, 8 to 12, 1 by 1 to 5, and 25 to 29. Had a big scare this morning at our house. Henry has been going nuts digging around the deck. The only way you can stop Henry from digging around the deck is to be right there when he does it. And we probably have a skunk underneath the deck, and so when Helen let him in early this morning, he had the smell of skunk on him, but he had not been skunked. Boy, if he had it sure would change the day. But it was so heavy in the backyard, he was very, very close to the source, so to speak. But if you've ever had a dog that has been skunked, tomato juice masks the smell. It does not get rid of it. The formula for getting rid of it is peroxide, baking soda, and a detergent like Dawn mixed up, and you sponge the dog off with that. It will lighten their coat because of the peroxide, but it does get rid of the smell. And you just have to sit down and you have to do it, and does take time. So I'm glad I don't have to do that today. Myrtle would get shot once and then would back off. Henry, when he catches a skunk, continues to try to get him and bite him and do that, and just gets tip of his nose to the tip of his tail on both sides. So he's always ended up getting a full bath. Okay, gold is at resistance right now. The low volume number is actually at 1310. So right here you have it. It's very close to a breakout. So sell 1 is selling against resistance. 9 to 11 is sell 2. On the buy side, we're at 1303. So 99 to 01 is buy 1. 95.97 is buy 2. And I don't see anything out there that, news-wise or fundamental-wise, that says gold should be higher, but it is. So right now it is pointed higher. So buying early weakness to see if we can get through 1305 is the trade. And if we can't, then we can go to the short side. Europe is bemoaning the fact that the euro is so strong, and they don't like that. They like it lower so they can export outside of the EU. So didn't quite make it up to our number 2 sell at 75. Got close. Definitely have a B, so it's trying to sell. So 119.50 sell 1. 1975, sell 2. That's resistance. On the buy side, we had the breakout on Friday, basically at the buck. So 1910 buy 1, 1875 buy 2. Okay, crude oil. Crude is down. Products are up. Crude has no place. I mean, there's above ground storage, and though they're not going to shut in the wells and the rest of it. But what you have is that for 4 to 7 days, and Louisiana's got the same problem. You know, with their refineries over there and petrochemicals plants. You're going to lose 3, 4, 5, 10 days of production. And so you've got 9.6 million barrels, where 10-15% of that, so we're talking about maybe 1 million barrels a day has no place to go. It'll be stored, it'll be lifted, and the rest of it, but it does, that's why crude is off and why products are higher. So I don't think the bottom falls out because they'll still be assessing damage, pipelines, all sorts of stuff. So we got pretty good support down here against 47. So 47, 47 and a quarter by 1. 46.50, 46.75 by 2. On the sell side, 48, 48 and a quarter, sell 1. And I'm going to put a question mark at 75. And then 48.50, 48.75, sell 2. Might take 47.75s to get in. But there's enough uncertainty with the infrastructure, everything that goes with it, that I don't think you'll have wholesale selling across the board in crude. Too many unknowns. Okay, China's markets were up. Europe's markets were down. The E-mini is pointed higher this morning. It was last time I looked at it. Best sell is going to be in this 50 to 55 area. And I started off early with a 44.46. We're already through that, so we'll make 49.51, sell 1. 54.56, sell 2. On the buy side, I was hoping for 35, 37, but right now we're at 45, so we'll make 40.42 by 1 and 35.37 by 2. Today's news, international trade minus 64.1B. I always love that tenth that they have there. It's a 64 billion, right? 0.1. Dallas Fed 15.7. And preliminary wholesale inventories plus 0.3. Normally, none of this news moves the market, so I doubt if it will today. I think they'll be waiting for reports on Harvey. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible. Welcome back, Sonny. Slowest week of the year, I bet. Well, maybe between Christmas and New Year's, but we've missed your input.